YouTube, how we doing? Pass the prop back here again. All MLB for you guys today. Joined as always by my guy Stu. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Obviously, we've had some fun NBA playoffs to start the week. I had a nice winning day yesterday, cashing on my guy Al Horford. Even at 45 years old, he's still getting the job done for us out there in the playoffs. So good day. Obviously, like you said, all day baseball. That's why Wednesday is very fun. As you guys know, we go a little bit early here on the show because it's 10 a.m. But we've got baseball in just like 2.5 hours coming up, and it's really going to be all day. So definitely love attacking these slates early, getting our bets out as soon as possible. And hey, if you guys got questions, either while we're here live or after the show, make sure to drop them in the comments. That's what we're here to do. We're here to answer those questions.
Yeah, Wednesdays are definitely going to be more of the question-based stuff just because, I've seen maybe 1-2 lineups posted. So I'm not going to have a ton of plays. I think we both have one today just because a lot of lineups aren't even out yet. So we got to do these early because if we did it at noon, we'd already be missing like 7 games, right? So got to get it done early and often and get you guys in and out of here quick.
Yeah, even you just said it. I took a look at the Angels lineup. No Rengifo over there, who's someone I was keeping an eye out for today as he was sick yesterday and missed. So it's the worst thing possible when you do, 30 minutes, an hour of analysis. You come on the show with your pick, and then the guy's not even in the lineup. Truly one of the worst feelings out there.
Oh no, for sure. And there's some good games across the board. I was telling you the DFS lineups today are split, right? It's an 8-game 11:30 to like 3, and then there's a 7-game from like 5:40 to the night slate. So absolutely loaded across the board here today. But yeah, we're coming at you guys with some plays here in the early games. I think you have one in the late game, one with the early games here. So it'll be a fun one to talk about. Mine will be here, obviously, in the early one too. But let's get a quick recap in. We were damn close, man. Really damn close to a full sweep. We'll just start out with the 1L because I thought we had it.
Yeah, this is the one bucket away right here. Edwards is if it wasn't, a 25-point blowout kind of thing, we would have gotten there, but you guys know that's the NBA. Can't really be making excuses like that. But 1 bucket away is always tough. When you had that 27, he's like flexing to the crowd. You're like, maybe we got another chance right here. But unfortunately, right after that, the Nuggets pulled their starters. So unfortunately, blowout causes us to take the L on Edwards. But like you said, it was all up besides this one.
Yeah, we'll just go right back to your other one here.
Yeah, I was really happy with this. I saw it pick up steam a little bit more through the day. Like I said, when I posted it, I was only seeing unders out there. Started to see a couple more overs, which was at least good to see people were kind of coming around. And I don't know if you were watching by any chance, but that half court heave right before the half is really what solidified this. He hit like a half court shot, and that pretty much cashes this ticket right here. So that was, probably one of the more hype moments of the week for me. Definitely glad we were on the Hardenstein train for sure.
Oh, yeah, Hardenstein obviously came through for us. We were happy to see it. And then for me, Castillo-Ragan's pretty easy. Ragan smoked the Brewers, kind of expected. Castillo really pissed me off because I needed that eighth strikeout for a ladder I was running there. But, hey, got it done. Rangers come through 1-0. Shout out Alex Wood. We talked about it on here. Alex Wood just carves these dudes, bro. Absolutely carves those dudes. And then Munoz obviously going to give up those 4 hits. I was kind of worried because he gave up first 3 hits were all dongs, bro. He had 3 dongs on his first 3 hits. And I'm like, fuck, dude, this guy could get pulled. And I'm going to give a little rant here on this Miami team. This has to be one of the worst teams I've ever physically watched ever. Like, I'm going to take the A's to win this. Like, if they played a 10-game series, I'd give the A's like 8. That is the worst team I've ever seen. That pitching staff is by far worse than the A's. I've never seen a game where a team out-hits the other team and loses by almost 10 runs. They out-hit the Dodgers yesterday, but they gave up 11 free bases. What are you doing, dude? Like, I understand you're afraid of these dudes, but you can't walk the bases loaded with nobody out and then just give up a granny. Like, what are we doing? You gave up 1 hit and gave up 4 runs. So gotta figure their shit out because that was wild, man, to watch that just get. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and I mean too. Even what you said about the Munoz part with the four hits being dongs, has got to be one of the worst feelings. Because at first, the first two, I'm sure you're like, okay, this is great, But after the third one, I'm sure it starts to get a little bit sweaty right there that this guy's not going to make it much longer. But now this is a great cash right here, especially with the Rangers. I played it straight as well at the 4.5, as well as this play. At the under, and that cashed. And then, did you watch yesterday as well? Then suddenly,
that was the game I'm talking about. That's the game I'm talking about. They out hit them 6-5. They had 5 hits and scored 10 runs, bro.
It was insane. I only caught the first 2 innings just because it was on MLB TV and nothing else was on, and it was insane. It was like a truly insane start to the game. So, hey, gotta love that these terrible teams are still, doing what they do, I guess.
Yeah, dude, it was. I don't even have any words for it anymore, bro. Just so bad. Such bad baseball. Like, it's like tough to watch those teams play, when they're just that awful. So, all right, let's get it going here. We might and move up to 22 and 16, 12 units profit here. MLB, obviously 3 long shots in there will help those numbers, but we obviously appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us throughout. And hopefully we can continue to make money with you guys as we continue. So, Stu, anything you want to talk about here? Overlying view of this slate. Obviously, like I said, full game. Every single team's in action. So,
well, I'll just go into my game of the day, baby. It's the fucking Nationals and the fucking Orioles. And I can say with a little bit of pride, my boys are playing. What's going on? I mean, yesterday, the Trevor Williams that gave up more home runs than anyone else in the league last year, is coming in, and he shuts down the Orioles against Corbin Burns. I mean, what is going on? Above 500? Look at this lineup. Abrams had no hits yesterday. Garcia, nothing. Like, it's scrappy, but I don't know, man. This is crazy. Like, to see that was crazy. I had no expectation of them winning because Williams had the good stretch to start the year, and then I faded him against the Rangers, and I was wrong, right? He came out and he shoved again against the Rangers. Luckily, I did not bet my life savings on the Orioles yesterday. I thought about it. You look at it for a sec, but then you go, okay, well, Williams has clearly made some changes. Like, I can't just keep, fading this guy if he's going to keep going out there doing this. And then even still, with my low expectations, just crushing the Orioles and the bullpen coming in, staying clutch. That being said, I don't think we're going to shut him out today. I bet we see some fireworks, a little bit of retaliation. But, man, I'm just so excited as a Nats fan. I know we got a couple of you guys, at least one other in our community, So it's a good time right now for us. And I'm just happy to take, the past the prop time for the first time in a couple of years and being able to seriously say that I'm excited for a Nationals game tonight. Not because I think we're going to get our ass kicked and to win a bunch of bets, but because I actually think it's going to be a good game. So there you go. That's my rant of the day. Nationals above 500, baby. It's good times in DC.
Yeah, shout out to my crew too, man. Came back from I thought they had 0 chance, right? 2 outs in the 9th inning. Willie Adames to go ahead, breaks the 3-run or 3-game skid. I don't think I'm going to go to the Brewers for my favorite game today. I think if I had to pick, I think I want to go to the early games. I do want to see the matchup for the Cubs and Cease. I do think that'll be a good matchup. It is fucking hot here today. Like, it is. We had a huge storm last night. It's very humid. I think that ball could be just absolutely flying. But you also have 2 dudes who don't give up that much power in Wesneski and Cease. But also Cease being a crosstown guy, White Sox guy, for as long as he was, going to Wrigley. He's got good stuff, but this offense is so much better with Bellinger in it, and it's just absolutely loaded. Very curious how that one goes. And then I want to see Mr. Kirby. I want to see Mr. Kirby throw again. I do enjoy watching him pitch. And Chris Paddock decides he's going to be good now. And also, Kirby gets to go to a place that's probably going to be hopping, right? That's going to be hot out there in Minnesota. And you're outside. You don't get the extra room out there in Seattle today. So I'm curious how that goes. This Twins team is so hit or miss. We might see like 30 Ks in that game, bro. Like it's literally just a pitcher's paradise, man. It's either a strikeout or a bomb, so should be fun.
Yeah, I like those Seattle guys as well. Kirby, obviously, sometimes the benefit at home for sure, but definitely like just watching that staff in general. A lot of good young arms in that team, and then guys like Kirby have kind of evolved from that a little bit as well. So definitely agree that'll be an interesting one.
That should be good. Let's get it moving, Stu. I think we only got 2 spots today on the docket, so let's get it moving. I'll kick it over to you to start us off.
Sounds good. We're going to Acuna run score, Aaron Getty no win for the Astros. For me, Acuna was kind of one of the first guys that popped off on the slate today. When you look at it, right, like the Braves had a little skid, obviously. Even in general, the whole lineup, like obviously you look at Olsen, Riley right now, it's not quite what you were expecting. But even with Acuna, still been pretty good. That Dodgers series was obviously a little bit embarrassing. They kind of got rocked a little bit. And when you look at before that series, right, Acuna was still over this number in 12 of his last 16 coming in, which is obviously pretty insane at the top of that Braves order, even when they're not at full power. Even in that Dodgers series, still surprisingly went over in 2 of those games, despite the lack of offensive success. The picture I'm trying to paint there is that even when this team is not at their peak, right, we're still seeing Acuna hit this at like a pretty insane rate. You know what I mean? And now I'm thinking this is where hopefully the offense starts to bounce back. They got the win yesterday. Pivetta is definitely good. I don't want any smoke with like healthy Pivetta, but it's also a guy that hasn't pitched in a month, right? We're coming off of an injury. He had one start in the minors. It did not go particularly well. He was not stretched out. He didn't go over, I believe, 65 pitches in that one, and he got hit around a little bit, right? So for me, coming in with a guy making his first start coming back against a brutal lineup like this, when you look at his outs prop, it's heavily juiced to the under on the 15.5. When you look at the strikeouts across the board, pretty heavily juiced. When every indication, and the win prop as well, is very rough. Every indication is that Pivetta is not going to go super deep into this game, right? And I think even if he doesn't, one, when you look at how Acuna matches up, it's not super, super bad. Obviously Pivetta is very good, so his numbers are good. But like the sweeper is the pitch that's really kicking ass over there. And luckily for us, the sweeper, which like I said, the pitch we really are going to need to rely on in this matchup right here, is one that we're very comfortable with Acuna. 333 BA, 667 slugging. When you look at that X slugging, gets even better to 826. Nothing better on a run prop than a guy that can do it himself. But obviously, with a guy too that hasn't been up to the major league, or hasn't been up in a month, it's been a little bit. First batter, I like the walk, right? I like the ability of like get that free base. Acuna can take a hit as well every once in a while. And I think he's stealing if we get on first base. I really do think we're stealing right here. I just think there's so many ways where Acuna can get the job done to get this run in right here at the top of this extremely loaded lineup, whether it's himself or more of a team effort. And I think this is a good bounce back to kind of start buying on the Braves. I actually think some of the runs prices, even on other guys like Albies, that's a plus 100 in some spots. Like, that's not too bad either, right? It's more just for me, I trust Acuna the most, especially if Pivetta, we're getting that maybe walk possibility. I'd say a little increase in that first at bat coming back. So that's what kind of pushed me to play the little more juiced version over here. But I paired that with the no win. I was between him and Flexen. Obviously, the Flex God got the win against the Rays last time, or they got the win as a team against the Rays, which was pretty funny. Flex God's been a little better recently. I like this spot a lot more. 14 road ERA, 2-4, only averaging 4.1 innings pitched. They're pulling him very, very quickly. I kind of like the Yankees team total in this one as well, because that Astros bullpen has not been fantastic either. But for me, we talk about the no win all the time. You got to get the 5 innings, right? Which I don't even think is a guarantee with the guy that's barely making it. Your team has to be ahead, which I'm not necessarily loving with the guy with a 0-2, 14 road ERA. Right. For me, it's just a combination of things in this matchup made him a pretty solid no-win target. Definitely think it's worth it to combine with Acuna, because right now Acuna is like minus 160, minus 170 range in some of the less notable books, but DraftKings has it at minus 180. So that's what we're going with right here. And I love the combination to kind of bring it down and get it in a more reasonable range here.
Yeah, and obviously the Yankees pen is unbelievable. So it obviously helps out a little bit there to go there. I'd never want to fade Acuna, so always down to back him, especially in a spot like this. Pavetta is definitely a stolen base option, just with the high leg kick, but I like Pavetta, so I don't like betting against Pavetta. I do understand the whole thoughts of him not pitching in a while, but I have so much exposure to Pavetta. I need him to come back into this fucking dice. So I have so much exposure to him in best ball, so much Red Sox pitchers. Yes, I just typed in Arrighetti like that, so I don't even know how to spell it. I didn't even.
You added in the net before the show. I went Arrighetti. I think it's Arrighetti. I went, okay, I trust you on this one.
Let's see. Is it 2 R's? It's 2 R's instead of the N.
Yeah.
Arrighetti. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I probably still won't get it right because this dude's gonna keep getting his fucking tits.
You won't have to remember for very long. The guy's gonna be in AAA in a couple weeks, so we don't have to worry about that for too long. But yeah, let's.
Yeah, and I mean, did you guys see what Verlander got? What happened to him yesterday, dude? He got fucking killed, bro. He had about 5 bombs. I think it was 4 or 5 bombs. Verdugo takes him yard first inning, pimps that bomb. You also seen, I think there was 2 other ones. Stanton hit one yesterday. I don't think it was off. It might have been off Verlander. Judge, Soto just smacking the ball. That lineup is so good up top. I think Volpe even hit one yesterday as well. Like this lineup was cooking, and not a team I want to get in front of when they're hot, especially with these power guys. Yeah, Aaron, we are here, dude. It's only Wednesdays. We're like this. It's a one-time thing, one time a week now, just with the split slates like this. So we'll be here on your Wednesday mornings. So Stu, I am up to my play, my first and only play on the show. I fucking love the Phillies today, bro. I love them today. Like the reasons I back Bassett are all gone today. Like everything that makes me want to play Bassett is not here, right? And I actually really like how they made this lineup today because it goes Schwarber, Real Muto, Harper, then it's Bohm, Marsh, Castellanos, Stott. Really like how they put that lineup together. And then I do like Rojas. I do like Sosa at the bottom. A lot of speed at the bottom of that lineup. It's going to be a nice day out. You get a noon game. And a guy like Bassett who does rely on having that bigger field. That's why I think he's better at home because he just gets that little bit extra on those balls that are getting put up in the air. I know I'm not a huge batter versus pitcher guy. We could see some pop. Castellanos 360 career with a bomb in there. Not many other guys have seen him a ton. But dude, I'm really scared for this dude in this spot because not only is Bassett giving up hard contact, but it's to both sides of the plate, and lefties are just absolutely mashing him. And what do you have in this Phillies lineup? I just told you. The righties in there mixed in are fucking good. Alec Boehm was one of the hottest hitters in baseball, right? And then you got Real Muto, probably one of the top 3 hitting catchers in the league in the top 4 of this order. This dude's not striking out guys. He's got like a 20% K rate. His walk rate is through the roof now. I know he does get short at bats, which is why I like to back him when he's at home. He's more willing to put that ball in the zone. But I'm just kind of nervous. If you're not going to miss bats, you're going to give up a ton of power to lefties. And I think Harper might be the hottest hitter in baseball at the moment. The dude is just mashing everything. So now you have to deal with him and Schwarber. If you're not going to miss bats, Schwarber is going to be a tough guy for you to get because that dude is absolutely unloading on baseballs right now. Bassett right now, 2 lefties so far this year, has a .631 slugging percentage. That is awful. That is absolutely awful. On the road versus lefties, that number raises to .818, guys. Like, that is unbelievably high. That's like a home run probably. That's like extra bases like every other hit. That's how high that number is. Also, against lefties this year, he has a 0.0 K- BB. That means he walks the same amount of dudes he strikes out from the left side. What else do you want to know? This dude's going to get rocked. I love Bassett. Just know that. You guys know I love this dude. And guess what? Even if This is a big if. Even if Chris Bassett goes out there and puts up 5 strong, no runs, you have the worst MLB bullpen in the league behind him. The absolute worst in terms of team ERA. This is the worst. 5.27 ERA. Only 3 teams above 5, and the Blue Jays are above Colorado and the Angels. They're right there at the top in terms of whip with a 1.4. They're right there towards the top in terms of home runs. They've allowed 22 home runs. That is number 1 in terms of being bad, not number 1 being good, number 1 being the worst. In terms of home runs allowed, towards the top in pretty much every category, 5th in terms of earned runs allowed. Dude, these guys stink. These guys absolutely stink. And if we can get some runs early on Bassett, we can get the bad part of this Blue Jays pen, I think the Phillies go absolutely nuclear here, and I'm ready for it.
Oh, I like the spot right here. And like you said, too, I mean, when you talk about a Phillies lineup that's like hot right now, like to me, they remind me a little bit of kind of like the Braves and the Cubs from last season, where there are these runs where these guys just go insane, right? And like you said, it's kind of early in the season for the Phillies. It wasn't striking as well, right? They didn't have everyone going. But when these guys are going, there's not a lot of people that can really stop them. And like you mentioned, the K to walk against lefties is brutal right there. Like we know Bassett has got it done at home, but those home road splits kind of speak for themselves as well. So definitely love this spot right here. Definitely, hey, keep riding with the Phillies. I know they've been making a lot of money for people over these last couple weeks.
Yeah, dude, they've been just good, like just all around. It's not like you're getting carried by one guy. Obviously, Harper being as good as he is doesn't hurt, but man, dude, like this team is just stacked, man. Like, especially if Bohm gets going, dude. Because Bohm really wasn't. I mean, he was good, but he was not hitting doubles, extra base hits, slugging like that. And then you just throw him in the middle right there with you. We got Harper right there. Castellanos starting to pick it up a little bit. This is dangerous, man. This is a dangerous team. Not a team I want to see in front of me heading into the playoffs here. So, or heading into like the hot parts of summer here, because a lot of homers will be coming there.
100%.
All right, we got both of our plays out of the way. Let's go through recap quick, and we will get it going here. I know Stu's got a long shot for us as well.
Yeah, my long shot odds just got tanked, unfortunately. That's what I was reacting to right there. But we got Arrighetti, no win, and Ronald Acuna Jr. to score a run. That's minus 105 MGM and DraftKings.
Beautiful, and I'll be on the Phillies' first 7 team total for over 3.5 minus 110. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for both sides. All right, Stu, long shot time. What do you got for the people?
Yeah, okay. Well, I had Acuna stolen base. It went from 220 to 180 in the last 30 minutes. Not even 30 minutes, 23 minutes since we've been doing the show. It got kind of crushed. So I was going to pair that with a Mountcastle RBI. That was my initial plan, which gets you about 500 right now. So we'll do that. But I will say Mountcastle home run is probably my pivot to that. I'll be playing Mountcastle to go yard in this one as well. So let's see. Mountcastle does have slightly better odds. So maybe that's what I'll go with instead of the combo here. Because I like Acuna, obviously, but losing 40 cents a juice is kind of rough. Like that's not something I love. So for the show, we're going to do we're going to do Mountcastle home run instead of the RBI combo for my long shot. The best price, Rivers has $525 for that right now. FanDuel is second best at $440. So obviously a big gap right there. I would play both of those. So for me, Parker is kind of, I don't want to say fraudulent. I'm a big fan. He looks like a dog. He came up in his Major League MLB debut and went and just threw at the Dodgers with his 2 pitches, which I respect. Like that's dope. And he's been good so far. But for me, a team like the Orioles, especially after kind of getting their ass handed to them in a little bit of embarrassment, they've destroyed us in this series over the years, right? For them, I think it's a little bit of a bounce back day. And for me, Parker hasn't allowed a homer yet. I think there's some regression that is definitely coming. He's been very good at not walking guys in the MLB so far, but he was not good at that in the minors at all. I'm expecting some regression there. His ball rate is extremely high right now, but we're not actually seeing that in walks. I think a guy like Adley probably walks in this game. I think the offense gets it going a little bit here. So that's why I was thinking RBI initially with some guys in front of him. But honestly, Mountcastle against a lefty, that I think the league is going to figure out a little bit more. He's essentially throwing fastball curveball out there. He's mixing in a splitter, but the splitter is really hit or miss. He's either got it or he doesn't. So in 2 of these starts, he's not even really throwing the splitter at all. That's just not a recipe for success here. I think Mountcastle is obviously the guy that can take advantage. We like him on the road, not at home, because obviously, thank you, Orioles, for building that weird ballpark. And then also looking outside, it's very warm in DC as well. I think the ball's going to be flying. It's been raining a ton, so the moisture's in the air as well. I'm not sure what the ballpark pal says, but from my junior meteorologist perspective, it looks like dinger weather out there. So I like Mountcastle today. I think he has a pretty good game.
All righty. I do not mind that. I think that they absolutely just light this dude up today. I'm not going to lie. They're one of the best teams against lefties. You just got absolutely fucking embarrassed by a bum. So I think this is going to be – I think this is a dangerous spot here, man. I think this is a very, very dangerous spot. I'm going to play around here. I'm playing around. Let's just see what I can get because I am I got a couple spots that I like, but I've never parlayed with a race number, like a race 2 number. And I'm going to see if they let me do that. Ooh, they do.
Oh,
they do.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. We got what we wanted. All right. I'm going to be rolling the Phillies first 5, and I'm going to be rolling that over 5.5. I think that this is I hate Nola, too. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't think he's good. I do not think he's good at all. Yeah. And then I'm going to go Dodgers race to 7. And that should be plus 200. Because obviously that would require you to score 7 runs or you lose your bet. So I saw you had a 525. I had to raise it to a 600. Phillies first 5 over 5.5. Dodgers race to 7. This is a weird one, guys. I'm going to pull up my screen just so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at here, because this is going to be a little bit different than my usual. So the race 2 number is going to be under the game props. So just go all the way down to the race 2 number, and it's Dodgers. Obviously, if neither team scores 7, we lose. But, dude, give me 2-1 on this, where Ryan Weathers is a freaking can. The Dodgers have scored 7 in each one of these games, man. And, yes, do I think that Weathers is better than the other 2? No. But he doesn't walk as many dudes. The other guys were just walking everybody, but they pulled half their starters and through like the first couple innings. They were up so much yesterday. Teoscar didn't even play the second half of the game, and I'm like, damn, dude. So these guys are ready to go. Get a day game out in LA. You know how nice that's gonna be, dude. The weather's always nice there, but it's gonna be feeling pretty damn good. And also, I think Nola gives up a couple too. But I think that if they would have gave me the daily number on the most run scored, I will take the Phillies. But the Dodgers would be right there with me. I would probably play both, and because they're going to probably just hype the Giants for being in Coors. I don't think the Giants are that good. They're not that good. So sign me up for the Dodgers and the Phillies here, dude. I really like this spot. I think 6-1 is a very, very tasty price tag there.
Yeah, no, I like that. I'm probably going to play that Dodgers race to 7 solo as well. I like that. That's Dodgers scoring 7 runs or bust. Like, that's what that bet is at this point right now as well. So I kind of like that, even as just like a solo. But obviously, you talked about the Phillies. Definitely think that's a great look there as well. I appreciate Terrence putting together the mega parlay for us right here. If you want to get even crazier, you can throw in an Acuna stolen base, because I will be riding with that today as well.
Yeah, dude, I don't. If the Marlins score 7 runs today off of Gavin Stone, that guy should get cut. And probably not even sent to AAA. He should be getting sent to fucking AA. Maybe even lower, dude. I said that's a rookie ball. If you can't get the fucking Marlins out, this team sucks so bad. Outside of the top 3 hitters, there is not one guy in that lineup that I think should get a hit off of you.
Yeah,
like that lineup is fucking bad.
I'm just mad I missed the Miguel Rojas revenge game yesterday against his former team. You see, he was chirping over there. I didn't
wasn't it like a pinch hit? I think that was 2 days ago. He wasn't even in the lineup yesterday, was he?
It was a pinch hit. I just saw the clip of it at the end, and I saw him chirping, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty hilarious." Because I don't know if you remember, they were giving Rojas, I believe, shade. If I recall correctly, they were giving him some legit shade on the way out. So I don't know. That was funny to me either. I like chirping anytime I see it.
Yeah, and you don't see it that much anymore. So it was good. So, all right. So you got anything else for the people here? Tyrone saying it's nice out in California. It's gonna be ball can be flying out of there.
Yeah, no, big slate today. Obviously, I'll have some NBA ads as well. I think they adjusted the lines pretty good. Like my guy Hardenstein, they kind of caught up a little bit, unfortunately, there. But we'll have some more props out on Twitter, Monotone Football, if you're not following already. Join the Discord. Obviously, a lot of smart people in there that you may be seeing in the chat right now are definitely in their Chan plays as well. And yeah, I mean, I'll probably even have some more baseball ads as well. Like I said, I want to fade Parker a little bit. I kind of like some Adley props, a little bit more Mountcastle and stuff. So I'll be posting a couple probably parlays, a couple more plays for today's slate as well. So make sure you're tapped in over on Twitter if you're interested in all that stuff. I have MLB and NBA for today's stack slate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Zach Wheeler absolutely diced San Francisco there. But yeah, dude, like those first games in Coors, man, those might be a fade for me from now on because there's been a lot of those types of games. And I like Jordan Hicks. I'm obviously a big Jordan Hicks fan, so really want to go back to those guys. So, all right, guys, we will see you Friday, normal time. And obviously, there's no early games on Friday, so we'll be ready to go. Appreciate you tuning in with us. Best of luck tonight, and we'll catch you on Friday.